If you're about to quit your job, I need you to understand something before you walk into that exit interview. It's a trap, not therapy. And the difference between walking out with your reputation intact versus leaving a trail that follows you, it comes down to what you say in that room. Now, I've sat in exit interviews on both sides of the table. I've made mistakes. I've watched others make bigger ones, and I've learned exactly what protects you and what exposes you. So today I'm going to break down what not to say in an exit interview, what to say instead, and how to leave so cleanly that your reputation is the only thing they remember. Let's get into it. I'm Jraya, Nicole, career strategist, author, and corporate exit mentor, and I help mid-career professionals leave corporate strategically and build careers that honor their expertise without sacrificing their peace. And I've spent nearly 2 decades navigating corporate and entrepreneurship, and I'm here to give you the real talk no one else will. Make sure to stick around to the end of this video because I'm going to give you the exact script, word for word, that you can use in your exit interview to leave with your reputation fully intact. You're going to want to take notes on this one. Here's what most people think an exit interview is for. They think it's their chance to finally be heard, to tell the truth about what's broken, to help fix the problems they dealt with for months or even years. And I get it because I thought that too. I walked into one of my exit interviews thinking, finally, somebody's going to listen. I was honest. I was putting names on managers who ignored feedback. I talked about the workload that made no sense. I pointed out the systems that were clearly broken. I thought I was being helpful, professional even. What I didn't realize is I was creating a paper trail that had nothing to do with fixing anything and everything to do with protecting a company if they ever became a legal risk. Here's the truth most people don't tell you. By the time you're sitting in that exit interview, it's too late for them to fix anything, and it's too risky for you to be brutally honest. Exit interviews exist to protect the company, full stop. Your job isn't to educate them on the way out. Your job is to leave so cleanly that your professional brand is the only thing that travels with you. Now, if you're a mid-career professional, especially if you're at a director level or higher, you already know industries are small. The manager you're about to unload on in that exit interview, they might be someone's former colleague at your next company. That HR person taking notes, they might end up at the firm you're interviewing with in 6 months. The world is big, but it is oh so small. The confidential feedback you think you're giving, it gets summarized, shared with leadership, and filed. And in some cases, it gets referenced when someone calls for a backdoor reference check. Let me explain. This is how this can go bad. A VP left her role, and she was brutally honest in her exit interview about a toxic executive. She thought she was doing the company a favor. 2 years later, she was up for a board seat, and guess who was on the selection committee? Someone who had coffee with that same executive and heard a very different version of why she left. And she didn't get that seat, long story short. Your reputation is currency, and what you say in that exit interview can devalue it faster than almost anything you do on your way out. So let's talk about what not to say and what to do instead. Here's number 1, don't unload about your manager. I don't care how bad they were. I don't care if they were the reason you're leaving. Do not name names. Do not air grievances, and do not use this as your therapy session. Why? Because the industries are small and the memory's long. That manager might be someone's college roommate at your next company. They might sit on a panel you're speaking at in 3 years. They might be who your future boss calls to get the real story. You want to reframe personal complaints as systemic observations. The bad, my manager micromanaged everything and never trusted me to make decisions. Here's the better. I think there's an opportunity for the organization to revisit how decision-making authority is distributed at my level. You see the difference? One makes you sound bitter, the other makes you sound strategic. Here's don't number 2. Offer detailed solutions to problems they ignored. If they don't listen when you had leverage, when you were still doing the work, still delivering the results, they're not going to start listening to you now. You don't owe them a consulting report on your way out the door. Here's what to say instead. Keep it high level. Acknowledge the issue without solving it for them. The bad way is, here's a 5-point plan for how you should restructure the team and change the reporting lines. Let me give you the better. I think there's room to explore how workload is distributed across the team. You see, you're not being vague, you're being smart. You're protecting your time and your energy for what's next. Don't, number 3, assume confidentiality. Let me be very clear. Nothing you say in an exit interview is truly confidential. Your feedback gets summarized, it gets shared with leadership, it goes into a file. And depending on the company, it might get referenced if you ever come up in a conversation again. Here's what to do instead. Speak as if your next employee is going to read the transcript, or your next partner if you're going in entrepreneurship, or your next investor, because honestly, they might. And if you wouldn't want a future boss, a future client, or a future board member to hear you say it, don't say it. Here's don't number 4, burning bridges. Look, I get it. You might be angry, you might feel betrayed. You might want to finally tell them how you really feel, because I've been there. But here's the thing, it's expensive and it can cost you your reputation. The best exit interviews are forgettable, gracious, professional, and brief. You're not being fake, you're being strategic. And what to do instead, be diplomatic, be boring, be done in 15 minutes. Remember, they're not gonna fix what you tell them, but they will remember how you left. So now that we've covered what not to say, let me give you the exact formula for a clean exit interview. Number 1, be gracious. Thank them for one specific thing, a project, a development opportunity, a team experience. This isn't about being fake, it's about leaving a positive final impression. Number 2, keep the feedback systemic, not personal. If you're going to offer any constructive feedback, and honestly, you don't even have to, make it about systems, not people. Let me give you an example. I think there's an opportunity to revisit how cross-functional collaboration is supported, not Sarah in operations never responded to my emails. Number 3, keep it short. You don't owe them an hour of your time. 10 to 15 minutes is good enough. You're not being rude. You're being respectful of everyone's time, including your own. Here's what it sounds like in practice. I really appreciated the opportunity to lead XYZ project. I learned a lot about this area or this skill. As I move forward, I'm looking for a role that allows me to do this next. I think there's room for the organization to explore X, Y, and Z, but overall, I'm grateful for the experience and the relationships I built here. You're done. That's the whole interview. You've been gracious, you've been professional, you've protected your reputation, and you've given them nothing they can use against now. If you're on the other side of this, if you're a leader conducting exit interviews, let me say this. Stop asking people to be honest on their way out the door. If you actually cared about their feedback, you would have asked for it while they were still in the building, while they still had equity in the outcome, and while there was still time to act on it. The best retention strategy isn't a better exit interview process. It's having the hard conversation before someone gives notice. Ask the questions that matter while people still have a reason to answer them honestly, not when they're already mentally checked out and trying to protect their reputation on the way out. Look, leaving a job, especially a job you've invested sweat equity, years, that's hard enough in itself. Don't make it harder by saying something you can't take back. Your reputation is the only asset that travels with you to every job, every industry, every opportunity. Protect it. The exit interview isn't your moment to educate them. It's your moment to lead with power. So be gracious, Be brief, be strategic, and save the real debris for your journal or for the people who actually are going to support you in what's next. If this video helped you, like, share, and subscribe. Your support helps me reach more mid-career professionals who need this kind of real talk. And listen, join me and other strategic professionals at the table. It's my free weekly newsletter where we talk about navigating career transition with strategy, not emotion. It's a community of professionals who are done playing small and ready to move with intention. I'll drop the link in the description. And if you're planning your exit or you just went through one, pre-order my latest book, The Beautiful Exit. It's everything I wish I'd known about leaving corporate with dignity, your relationships, and your reputation fully intact. Link is below. And drop a comment and let me know, have you ever regretted something you said in an exit interview? What would you do differently now? Until the next video, make your next move your best move.